Alrighty, YouTube, Niner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. So, there's a rumor circulating right now all over Twitter, and you really don't ever know what to kind of believe if it's not really from a reliable source. But there is a rumor going around on Twitter right now that the Baltimore Ravens reached out to the 49ers to inquire about the availability of Deebo Samuel. And it's alleged, it's going around that the Niners said no. They simply just were like, no. It was a firm no. The Niners don't have any plans of trading him. Could that change? I don't know. If the Niners traded Deebo post June 1st, they would save $22 million, and the dead money would only be $6.6 million. And obviously, with Brandon Ayuk up for a new deal, his price tag is increasing, especially after Calvin Ridley got paid today from the Tennessee Titans, $23 million a year for Calvin Ridley today. So could the Niners deal him to Baltimore? I don't see it, to be completely honest. I mean, there is nothing that has came out, or there's been really no indication about the Niners potentially moving on from Deebo Samuel. I don't really know if that's true or not. I know obviously there's always rumors circulating about Deebo Samuel and the receiving group with, I mean, the same thing's happening with Brandon Ayuk. There's a lot of talk about him potentially being traded, and there's really ever no truth to any of it. But Deebo's still under contract. I mean, I personally would be pretty surprised if the Niners moved on from Deebo. I don't see it happening. Some people kind of have their own opinion with that. I don't see it. I simply don't see that happening whatsoever. Now, in terms of saving money, trading Deebo could be an option for the Niners on the table if they really, 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 just feel like that's their best case scenario, and they don't feel like Deebo, would be worth hanging on to. But again, nothing has ever said, or nothing has ever, persuaded me this offseason yet to be like, okay, well, maybe they are kind of shopping Deebo. So it's also, I believe Jason LaCanfora is the guy that, from the Washington Post, he is the guy that kind of started this rumor, and this guy has been wrong about a lot of things. But either way, I do believe, though, without a doubt, that there's probably been a couple teams that have called about the availability of a certain wide receiver, not named Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. So I don't know. I mean, I definitely think, obviously, some needy teams out there would probably just reach out and see what it's worth, because that happens all the time in the NFL, and I'm sure that happens a lot more than us fans probably realize. I mean, there's a lot of things that probably go on that's not actually reported on, or a situation where it gets out on Twitter, it gets leaked or something like that. So, again, I mean, it's definitely easy to see why the Niners wouldn't want to trade him. Deebo's still a very, very crucial part of this offense. It's obviously unclear what their compensation would be in return for Deebo Samuel, but there's also rumor last year or a couple years ago, where the Niners could have gotten a first-round pick out of Deebo Samuel whenever he was due for a contract extension. The Niners obviously just didn't budge. Now, I don't know. I mean, some people believe that they should trade Deebo just to retain Ayuk and open up some cap. I think Deebo's still a very important player to this defense. I get this whole Super Bowl thing. I get, he didn't perform in the Super Bowl, this and that. Some people believe that he was just good with the 49ers because they had Jimmy G, and with Brock Purdy, he's not asked to do as much. Therefore, the Niners are probably fine without him. I've seen a lot of stuff about that as well. You don't trade Deebo Samuel, in my opinion. In terms of what happens after this year, that's yet to be determined. We'll see what kind of happens this year, but I don't think you trade Deebo Samuel. I think that puts a pretty bad taste in the locker room, for one, and I also think that that's more of a move where I mean, your window's to win now, and he's still under contract, and they can still sign Brandon Ayuk right now with the money that they currently have, and moving on from Eric Armstead, freeing up a lot of cap and whatnot. It's actually not. Eric Armstead's release didn't free up a lot of cap this year, but the 49ers have the money to get a deal done with Brandon Ayuk, whether Deebo's traded or not. So I don't think you do that personally, but let me know what you guys think of these rumors in the comments down below. Again, nothing's really confirmed. There's like Sports Illustrated and NBC Sports have kind of picked up on this, so it could be true. It's all over Twitter right now, so I don't know. I don't personally think that he is in the plans to be traded whatsoever. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of these rumors in the comments down below. Should the Niners trade Deebo? Should they hold on to him? I personally think they should hold on to him. What happens next year happens next year. We'll have to see how he produces and whatnot. But, yeah, Deebo Samuel potentially on the trade block. Allegedly, the Baltimore Ravens called today. We'll see what happens. I don't see him being moved whatsoever.